Hi there, Aries. I'm EllaAradia, and welcome to your February 2026 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Aries fire signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading, so it's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. But what I find is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Aries signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoyed this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you get notified when the next videos are up. So Aries, let's jump in. So I always like to tune into the energies first, Aries, before I start pulling any cards. Just like to see what comes through, through source energy for you. I'm seeing seeds being planted and putting things in place, like new ideas, new things that you might be exploring. And it definitely feels like some kind of new beginning for many of you, even if that is a new beginning in yourself, the way that you're showing up. I feel like there's been a lot of challenging endings recently. Now that could be relationship, it could be friends, almost this sense for me of, cutting ties with people, places, situations, which I feel were really just not in alignment with, this new version of yourself that you're stepping into right now. With your overall energies, we have the King of Wands. This is an energy which goes after what they want. They pursue, what they want with passion, with excitement, following your heart. What lies in your recent past, the Knight of Cups. Your current energies, the Seven of Swords. Your feelings towards your situation is the Two of Pentacles. Discernment, some kind of new offer of love, or it could be for some of you a new creative opportunity, because I do see this energy of, putting things into place, planting seeds. It's almost this sense of, you've moved into some kind of fresh chapter, and the energy of, putting those feelers out, seeing what else is out there, what else is possible for you. And it may be that some kind of new opportunity has just come your way recently, whether that's love or career. But with the Seven of Swords there, I feel like it might be to just make sure that everything is what it seems to be. And, the Seven of Swords is often a card of deception. It can represent sometimes, things being hidden, or, that energy of somebody, sneaking around in the background, not being honest, open. It can sometimes relate to trust issues in relationships. And there does seem to be, some kind of choice here for you, Aries, that you're kind of weighing up at the moment. This is often a card of, getting your priorities in order. It can often represent, juggling things. That's the other thing I was seeing as well right at the beginning is I feel many of you are, pursuing some new exciting things that you're interested in, and you may have other commitments. Some of you may have family, partners, things like that. And there's definitely this energy that I was also feeling around, you know, balancing all of that, balancing all these different kind of aspects of your life. In the challenge, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like that's the message around not being afraid to kind of put yourself out there and really know what you have to offer. Queen of Pentacles energy, I feel, is often about really knowing your worth, your value, and knowing what you have to give, you know, the qualities that, you know, are very unique to you, and really valuing, I feel, what you have to share with others. The hidden influence is the Ten of Pentacles. So whatever, you know, these next steps forward are, the Ten of Pentacles is about building for the long term, you know, putting your energies into something that is going to stand the test of time here. And that's why I feel with this Seven of Swords, you know, it may be to, you know, just gather a little bit more information and just make sure, you know, that whatever this new offer is, whatever this new cup of love or creative opportunity is for you, make sure it really is something, you know, that it presents itself to be, you know, because this really is about, you know, building strong foundations with the Ten of Pentacles and, you know, putting your energy into something, you know, that is for the long term, that is going to stand the test of time. You know, this is all about, you know, building those strong foundations. Ten of Pentacles often represents, you know, leaving a legacy, and very often is connected to, you know, career or home and family. But of course, that can be also in a relationship. And I do see, you know, this King of Wands here as well as your overall energy. And for some of you, that this relates to love. You know, this may be the person that you're dealing with. This may be someone that is coming towards you quite strongly at the moment. King of Wands energy, you know, this new offer of love. But with the Seven of Swords there, I just feel a little bit of a caution here to just, I feel, take your time to get to know this person. Because I do feel like you've had some quite challenging energies in your past where there have been connections where, you know, people haven't showed up in the way that you've needed. You know, you weren't perhaps on the same page, and there's this sense of, you know, what you do really want is something for the long term here. You're looking for that stability, that long-term stability and security. And I do feel like you have, you know, learnt the lessons, you've moved on, you've closed those chapters, you've cut those connections which didn't feel healthy, didn't feel reciprocal, even if it was challenging, even if there was disappointment there. And you've very much shown up in this new energy. You're just, you know, you're not quite there yet, you know, because with the Queen of Pentacles, that's all about really embodying those soul lessons of worth and value and knowing what you really deserve, you know, whether that is in a job, a person, a relationship, and you're almost there. You know, so there might be a little bit more work to do. And I do pick up, whoever this person is, there may be a little bit of a player energy. You know, there may be that passion, you know, that chemistry with this King of Wands energy. And, you know, this may be someone who's coming towards you very, very strongly, I feel. And I am seeing the words love bombing. So just, you know, take a moment, just take a pause and really kind of do your diligence on this person or whatever this opportunity is, and kind of just pull back the curtain a little bit and just make sure that everything, you know, is what it really seems. And with the Two of Pentacles, you know, take your time here. Just take a step back. Don't rush into anything. That's what I keep feeling, you know, just there's no rush, you know, especially for those of you that have, you know, recently come out of a connection. You know, sometimes it's a nice feeling when someone's pursuing us, but, you know, I feel like it's about taking your time to really see who this is, you know, see what they're really offering, and, you know, just making sure, you know, that this really is in alignment, you know, with what you truly want. So this is what the invitation of this card really is, the Two of Pentacles. It's all about priorities and working out, you know, what is most important to you in life, you know, and really kind of getting clear on that. And, you know, there's no rush, there's no missed opportunities. You know, just make sure that this is the right one, let's say, you know, because I just keep looking back at that Seven of Swords there. You know, this, you know, not everything might be what it really seems here. So with your advice from the universe, the Empress, new beginnings, fertility, you know, this is also an energy of looking at who or what you put your energies into moving forwards. So absolutely, if this new opportunity, you know, or person, if it doesn't feel right, you know, if you take your time and you start to see actually maybe, you know, this isn't something or somebody I feel in alignment with, you know, then honor that and go with that and just trust that, you know, that right person or opportunity will come in for you. But absolutely stay in alignment, you know, with your truth, because like I said, this is all about, you know, having that discernment and really looking at where you are going to invest your energies moving forwards. So make sure you do that, you know, with those soul lessons embodied of knowing your worth and your value and what you really deserve, you know, knowing what you have to offer. And trust that it's going to lead you to what you really want. You know, it's all about the energy, isn't it? And the vibration. And, you know, when we really embody these lessons, it brings us into a different vibration. And when we pour into ourselves, we can attract somebody that can also pour into us as well. So in your outcome, yeah, we have the Page of Swords. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is all about gathering information. There's no rush for a decision here, Aries. This is about taking your time, making sure that you have all the facts of a situation before, you know, you make any important kind of choices or decisions here. So Aries, I'm going to leave that there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, you know, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.